Hello, this is Cara from Cara Tarot, doing a general reading for Sunday, the 15th of June, 2025. The card deck I'm using is the Elemental Tarot by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. And I'm using a portion of the Moon Oracle, also by Caroline Smith and John Astrop, as an additional oracle card at the end of the reading. I'm making a shout out to the wonderful Cesar at 78 Puertas, because he inspired me this morning. I was looking at his post about an open reading, and I sort of do combine all sorts of readings, but I love what he said about just letting the cards lead you, and it certainly is a way that I like to read at times, and it's part of what I do even when I'm using a spread. So with the open reading, you just lay out some cards. Wow, fascinating. 3 majors. Wow. Okay. I'm going to adjust my light a little bit here. There. I think that'll give us a little less glare. Now, one thing you'll notice in this deck, this is the Elemental Tarot. They have a lot of other symbols, which I may add in later. They rename some of the majors. So this 14 piece would normally be Temperance. It's further confused because it has a quote about justice at the bottom. I am judgment and I am the acquittal. These quotes are all from one large poem. These are all at the bottom of the majors, and we have, as I said, 3 majors. So peace is looking at law. Now, law is what is normally the justice card. So interesting. They're already combined like this in this deck because of that. The system, I am the one who is called justice, and I am gross iniquity. Well, I'm actually doing this reading on Saturday here in the States, the day of the big chaos parade. No disrespect to our military, but we also know that that's not what this parade is about. So we have peace with people crying, temperance, looking at law that is both blind and sharp, trying to see into everything, and also iniquitous. This is so evocative of what is going on in many families, and even families of citizens. So if you're one of these people that's trying to wrap it up, but no, a lot of citizens are getting caught up and just taken away. So peace is in direct opposition to the law currently at this point. The Emperor is looking straight ahead. The Emperor, I am the ruler of my offspring, and my power is from him. So this is the ideal. Peace is also looking to the ideal. So here we have peace is looking to what's really happening right now, and peace is looking to the ideal emperor, where the ideal emperor is a loving father, filled with peace, living not for himself, but for his offspring, not caring about his own laurel wreaths, but caring about what's going to be best for his child, his country in the long run. Now, the Moon Oracle has 3 different sets of cards, and I broke them apart. The cards that I'm using today are called the Moon Mansions, and they are the ones, excuse me, I'm still dealing with my asthma. They are the ones in this deck that are most closely associated with just a traditional oracle card. And so my card that I'm adding to this today is 2 Paths. And I'm looking this up because this is a brand new deck to me. The Elemental Tarot is not. The 2 Paths is the Moon Oracle is. And I got this because they're by the same artist. I love this deck so much that I wanted to have the other 2 decks that this pair created. So I've eventually got both of them. The card meaning is about the Moon and Jupiter, the 2 most adventurous signs. They suggest far thinking and long distance travel, either mentally or physically. The Moon denotes nervous, emotional excitement at the start of a mental or physical journey. If you draw this card, there are 2 important decisions to be made. You must commit yourself to one of 2 alternatives. Although each of the paths offered seems to lead in the same direction, you can never be sure. You can only be bold enough to make the journey. Well, it's tremendously appropriate for us as we have 2 diametrically opposed paths ahead of us. We have the path of iniquitous power and law that is blindly punishing, or we have the choice of following the path of what the ideal emperor should be: caring, peaceful, concerned about the future of everyone else and not himself. So it couldn't be more clear. Those are our paths. Before I forget, I did want to look up some of the additional meanings that are on these cards. The minors in this deck have Egyptian symbols as well. These have only planetary symbols. So this is Sun in the Ascendant. That should be where we're going. Sorry if I'm putting that on you, but that is where we should be going. Saturn in midheaven and Venus in midheaven. So fitting with Saturn in war and the Sun, growth and sunniness and goodness. And notice we have little sun signs here on this element of the Father. And once again, I just want to point out, we have people crying over flowers, people crying over fallen flowers. So shout out again to Cesar from 78 Puertas. And I will, if I remember, I will link his really short video on open reading techniques. And have a decisive day. This is Cara from Cara Tarot. Thank you.